going forward. I'm coming from a little bit of a different perspective. So what do we do to combine all this? You've just learned about physical activity, about exercising, about how we can get to a place where we do more than we thought we were able to do. How do we combine it? And sometimes, even with nutrition as well, how do we get our mind on board? How do we get from a place where I'm not sure I can do this, or I don't feel comfortable doing that, or I'll skip, I won't be doing that today, or I'll just have a piece of chocolate, and I won't have a dark piece of chocolate, I'll have a light one because I deserve it. Sometimes we do deserve it. Sometimes, we go through hard times, life happens. But there are other times when we need a bit of motivation. So I come from a place of therapy. I've been working for a number of years. I'm not quite used to speaking in this kind of environment, so bear with me. I'm going to talk about one particular kind of therapy. Very briefly, it's not going to be too theoretical. And it's one that I have been using with clients and also with myself, actually, when I want to help change thinking patterns to move forward. So let's see if I can do this. What is the value of positive attitude? What do you think? Just think for yourself. Have a thought. What is the value of having a positive attitude? I'm not talking about let's be happy, clappy, and all is good and all is happy, and underneath there's maybe sadness, or there's a feeling of this is hard work. How do I keep up here all the time? So it's about valuing what's going on and paying attention to it. So I believe that how we perceive the world, how we perceive ourselves, the people we encounter along the way, is very governed about how we're thinking, our attitude, our mindset. So already, if you look around and look at all the people around you, who's here beside you? Do you know them? Some you may have seen before. They're all here for the same reason. We're all here to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm here to evolve. I want to know more. I've always been curious. And just being here today, you're showing curiosity and willingness. For me, that's a great example of a positive attitude. Okay? So I also looked a little bit into, because I don't come from a place of medicine, of doctors and things like that, of science. So I looked into how can we explain on a different level the health benefits of changing our mindset, of improving how we feel and think. So these are some of the things that the Mayo Clinic, anybody heard about the Mayo Clinic? Yeah? There's a wealth of information online where you can look up if you're curious about how come I'm feeling like this? I wonder what's going on. Can I find some help, some support? They're very good at it. And there's some of the things here that come up, better cardiovascular health, coping skills as well during hardship. And I know that not every day is a lovely, sunny, gorgeous day outside. Today we're dealing with quite a lot. Yeah, today we're living with quite a lot of wind and, stormy season and things happening we're not in control of. So how do we cope with that? How do we get through it? One of the things we can do, we can look at the thoughts that we have. The idea behind cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short, is that we have a thought which then creates an emotion. From there comes a behavior, and from there comes a physical sensation. Sometimes it's mixed, sometimes it goes the other way, but what I'm talking about today is a thought. So to illustrate that, I'll put myself out there, and I'll just share how I felt when Alinda kindly asked me, do you want to come and speak? I'm doing a seminar, thinking about it, and I just went immediately, yeah, I'll do that. And I was thinking, oh, where's that coming from? And I thought, okay, because I'm excited. I want to share something. I might not be maybe the best speaker or the best of something or be perfect, but I have something I want to share. And then afterwards, when I came home, I haven't told you this, but the thought that came in was, OMG, what have I said yes to? What have I done? So that was the thought. And even saying it out loud I feel the emotion. The emotion was fear, a bit of anxiousness, a bit of like, and the next one was the behavior. And I haven't done it, but it's because I got a mic, but what I did was, I noticed a bit of shallow breathing going on. Have you ever experienced shallow breathing? It's like up here. It's a breathing that we often use when we are fearful. It's kind of when we decide, am I going to stay, I'm going to run. It's the fear of flight mechanism, which a lot of you know about. And I decided to stay with the thought. I stayed with behavior. The physical sensation was this one, pressure, chest, a bit like that. So I'm sharing that with you so we can look at how can I then challenge that thought? Who am I? What do I know? Why did I say yes? The fear of it. I challenge my belief system. Belief systems, I'll go quickly through it. Belief systems, they form the basis of our core values. And they're shaped by cultural, social, religious and personal influences. So like your parents, important people you met as you grew up, your primary carers, or it could be friends, teachers, family. And they form the lens through which we see the world around us. Even today, we've all brought ideas and thoughts with us that we've learned from someone. The choice that we have is whether we still want to believe in it, whether it serves us, whether we can move forward. So my question to you is, you don't have to share it because we don't have much time for that, but what belief systems did you grow up with? What were you told by your parents? Just to give you an idea, and I think it's more or less international, and I see a lot of people who might be from the same generation. One of the things I grew up with was children should be seen, not heard. Okay? That's what I knew, and that's how I behaved accordingly. Later on, I developed my own idea about that. Is that true? Does that stop me from connecting with children, for instance? Does that make me see children in a certain way? Think about whether you've held on to anything. Or big boys don't cry. All these things that we've grown up with very often, which again cuts off emotional connections to ourselves. Thankfully, it's something that's changing. So very briefly, I'll just go quickly through this. CBT explores how we're thinking and deals with the negative, the unwanted thoughts, the ones that are no longer productive for us. As I said, you've had them for a while maybe, and they can be difficult to change, but there are ways we can deal with it. So first, you ask yourself, what am I thinking and saying to myself? Am I putting myself down, for instance? Am I saying I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I can't get off the floor? That's what I ran into with Alinda when I first went. I was like, I'm not going on the floor. I just have to get back up again. We're like, no, that's a big challenge. Now I just go on the floor, don't think about it, because I know I can get up. I've had the experience. So I changed that feeling. So I changed the thought. Is this true about me? No, it's not. I can get up from the floor. Yeah, it may take a little bit of time. I'm not a spring chicken. I can't just jump up. So I replaced it with a positive one, saying, I've done it before. I know I can do it again. And if I can't, I'll ask for help. Anybody heard about affirmations? Yeah, lots of nodding. Something been around for years, for ages. I've used them a lot with clients and with myself as well. So we can change the power and we can reprogram our mind by coming up with a positive affirmation to change how we feel about ourselves and how we talk about ourselves. Self-talk can be negative at times, self-destructive, and not very rewarding. It doesn't make you feel good. Anybody recognize that? Or like a lot of people say, they do something, go, I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. It just happened. You can go back and change it. Or you'll go upstairs thinking, I'm going to go and get my glasses upstairs. On the way up, you see all these other things that you do. You just do this, and you come down, you forgot your glasses. Stupid. Not stupid. So much else happened. Look at all the stuff you did as you walked up the stairs and sorted all these other things out. That's great. So affirmations, they should be positive. So we're not using words like not or none or I am not. We're using positive words. They should be short, simple, written in the present tense, as if it's already happened, as if this is who you are now. Not who you want to be, but I am that. That's how they're strong. And I always say to my clients, and I've actually used it today, I repeated out an affirmation today 3 times in front of a mirror. There wasn't really one here available, but I imagined myself there. Didn't want to go out in the ladies and do that. Morning and evening, just to see if it feels true. Affirmations can be changed. You change along as well, so your affirmations might change. Make them stronger, make them better. So what I've done, I have made this affirmations exercise. And because we're short of time, I have got some handouts if you're interested in doing it yourself. You can come and have a chat with me and I'll show you how we do it. I'm using my own example just to illustrate. I used to say I am clumsy. Don't say that anymore. Sometimes it comes up, a little niggling when I'm clumsy, and I go, no, you're not. You've got proof you're not. And it's not something I grew up with. I was quite agile. I was running around. I was a tomboy, physically all the time, outside, playing, doing all sorts of things. But it came later in my 20s, maybe late 20s. And it was a specific, because I've thought about it, it was a specific episode where I took a bad tumble. I fell. Hurt myself quite badly, didn't break anything, but scraped my knees, there was blood, and I was a bit in shock. The person I was with was very close to me, and I expected probably some kind of support, some empathy, but what I heard were the words, "You're so clumsy. Look what you did. Why didn't you watch where you were walking?" And then I think I probably got some empathy and sympathy and some help afterwards, but what stuck in my mind was the belief system, I am clumsy, which stopped me later on in life going on hikes, doing something more physical, going into a terrain that was a little bit uneven, and I still got a little bit of trace of it. But I tried to change it by saying a very positive one, which is I accept and love the person I am. Still working on it. It's not something that just goes away. We have to look at it once in a while. It'll come up and it'll kind of go like little nit going, eh. Little devil on one shoulder, angel on the other going, are you sure about that? So I'm questioned as well. But the one I really keep today, and what I still use, is I walk through life gracefully. And it really means something to me. If it didn't, I would change it. I make it stronger, or I make it more, valuable to me, something I can use. So I'll leave you today with a couple of quotes. I find quotes inspiring. I don't know how you feel about it. Some of them have different meanings to different people. These are really old guys, but they came up with that. It sounds like it's very new agey, and that's the next one. Did everybody see the other one before? Yeah. And this one is more recent. Can you see what it says? I'll read it to you. This is Steve Jobs, and it's a talk or a speech he held at a graduation for some students. It is something I believe in too. It says, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the result of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Okay? If you want to come and chat to me, we're having a break now, and I can show you that exercise I did, hand out some papers. I've also left some notebooks over on the table with some little inspirational fun quotes on the front. You're more than welcome to help yourself. Thank you very much.